What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Today, I'm going to be seeing if Quetzali can still humiliate Cymanti. So, of course, I'm playing Quetzali, and I'm playing against Cymanti. Previously, Quetzali was pretty good against Cymanti. It's a very underrated choice because you've got defenders, archers, and riders very easily accessible. And you've also got cloaks, which are also good against Cymanti. But with the new updates to Cymanti, they seem a lot worse against archers and defenders and cloaks. In fact, I don't actually know how they answer archers or cloaks at all. And we'll see if they even have any answer. Now the thing is, Cymanti's a lot better against giants, but what's a tribe not exactly well known for their giant spam? Quetzali. So, in theory, this tribe should be even better against Cymanti than they were before, which is kind of crazy, actually. But I guess we'll see. I've got some games, and let's get right into things. So I just kind of play some normal opening here. Got a lot of fruit, so we're just gonna use that to our advantage. Make a warrior, ready to go for the lighthouse. And then I go for the explorer now. And I get a nice meeting stars. Get the lighthouse there. There's a ruin I can snag. And Cymanti's off to a pretty slow start. They have a lot of the map. I'm actually just kind of laked here. But can I make do with this? Well, I can grab the lighthouse here. It doesn't help me right now, but maybe I can do something with it later. I get fishing from the ruin, which is actually pretty nice. And it looks like I actually do have access to the rest of the map, so maybe the spawn isn't too bad. I get hunting. You guys might know where this is headed. When Quetzali's getting hunting, there's one very obvious follow-up. They do kill my warrior here. I'm actually kind of okay with this. I just basically trade down all these units. I go riding though. I was thinking about archery, but I decided on riding instead. And yeah, they kill the warrior, but now I can go in with the rider. I'm sending these units up. I want to claim this village, and I want to get some naval presence. And you can see turn 8. Turn 8 Cymanti, really slow. Like, they just don't have anything going on. I mean, in this case, I guess they got a capital explorer, so a bit of a misplay. But yeah, I've been developed for quite a while. And now I can get sailing. And how do they defend this? They don't have any centipede. They don't even have any hexapods. Not that it matters. It's just kind of it. Fender's sieging. Shaman is dead next turn. I'm taking this village. I'm taking this village. And despite having worse map access, I expanded faster than the opponent. But let's go ahead and cut to another game. Alright, so now into another game. And again, let's just get right into things. This one's going to look a little different than the first one. You can see organization, but I actually don't have any like parallel resources. So my development's going to be a little bit slower, and you can also see lots of water, so I'm likely going to have to get fishing here. I don't get fishing yet, of course, because I'm going to get an explorer. Or actually, no, I get a workshop here. But I can get the lighthouse. Now fishing, because I can get an explorer up here after I get fishing now, and I get to meet Cymanti. We're on opposite sides of the lake, so it's going to be a naval battle. And Cymanti naval is kind of, it's different. It's a little tough to say if it's actually better or not. But it is different. I get a nice star ruin here, which allows me to develop quite a bit. But one thing really nice here is Quetzali's navy is no slouch. So I'm already in the water before they're even thinking about it. I have sailing. I could even think about getting navigation. But I really want defender rammers. Those are going to be great in the water. Another explorer as well. See if I can possibly get the lighthouse. Explorers have 15 movements total. And it's actually going to be able to do it. Get the lighthouse. That gets me Eye of God. Gets me a giant turn 8. Really good stuff. And so I'm sitting pretty on 5 cities. So is the opponent. Nice and even situation. And I decided to hit the warrior. I didn't want to hit the shaman in case they didn't have vision. I kind of wanted to surprise them. But I guess I'm kind of realizing that's a misplay because hitting the warrior, now they know that I have scouts in the water. They're going to back the shaman up. I could have just attacked their shaman. Although I'm not sure if it matters too much in this matchup because again, there's no boost. So it's not like the shaman is useful for naval combat. In fact, I'd argue it might be completely useless. Because it's not like Cymanti lacks mobility in the water otherwise. Reichi already have 3 movement. But yeah, they have their centipede now. They actually managed to get Eye of God themselves. And so it's really just, can I get naval dominance? And I see the Boomchi. Now Boomchi are pretty interesting here. I was expecting to get Reichi, and then scouts can actually pick away at the Reichi because you only need 2. But Boomchi are pretty interesting because they have 3 defense instead of 2. So you actually can't just use 2 scouts to kill a Boomchi. However, 2 rammers or a scout and a rammer does kill a Boomchi. But I need to get ramming. I wanted to get navigation in a bit. You can see I was getting ready for that. But instead, I need to hard pivot, take out this Boomchi. I can get a giant. So now I've got 2 giants ready to go in the water. But this explosion's going to hurt. Already really injuring this defender. Going in with the centipede down here, trying to pressure. And I get a juggernaut in the water. But again, one thing with Cymanti is economically they're quite slow. So I already have 2 giants. I already have really good water development. They set up their Boomchi pretty late. And they're only now getting their centipede. But now I go ramming. I can siege now. I can kill this Boomchi. They can explode with this, but I don't think they have the unsiege. And just in case they do, let's throw in this. I'm voluntarily letting my giant get poisoned. It is stepping on the fungi, but I think the splash is worth it here. It really hurts to do this, but I think it's the best play either way. And I do misplay here. This is the wrong Boomchi to kill. This is the correct one to kill. Because this Boomchi really wants to go here and explode hitting 3 units. So kind of allowing that is a little silly. But either way, I have a very strong foothold in the water. Mostly because Cymanti was quite slow to it. So I feel like that's one very notable weakness with Cymanti that I've kind of been noticing. Also, another notable weakness, full HP warrior, full HP centipede. There's no boost anymore, so this no longer takes out a defender. Instead, it's just kind of biting on a rock here. And they just can't defend. They're being completely overrun. And yeah, if you can take over Cymanti before they build the algae, or before they get their poison set up, they're hopeless. Completely and utterly screwed. So the best way to deal with Cymanti, I feel like, is going to be those really good aggressive tribes. So Quetzali, I think, is going to be very ideal. They're great at attacking. Hoodrick, I think, is going to be another pretty good one. You'll have to kind of not go for giants and maybe go a bit more chop heavy with Hoodrick. But either way, that should be pretty effective. Archers seem amazing against Cymanti. Omaji still seems pretty good, even though Ketons are a better answer to Cymanti, just forcing Cymanti to not be able to do anything. Yadok seems really good. Pretty much all the turn zeros. Any tribe that can pivot into riding and archery just seems like it's going to get easy wins against Cymanti. But I guess we'll see if Cymanti players can figure out counterplay. Despite this giant being poisoned, it still has over half of its health. There's no breakthrough for Cymanti. They don't have the units, they don't have the economy, they don't have anything here. But yeah, is Cymanti just simply that bad against Quetzali, or maybe does Cymanti actually have their tricks up their sleeves and we just don't know about it yet? I'm really curious to find out. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.